Good evening, good to see you here on a bit of a rainy night. Those of you who know me, if you're asking me to go for 5 minutes, I can talk on the concrete with marbles in my mouth, so it will be a challenge. So bear with us. The 100-year life. Really, when you look at longevity for Australians, as Australians we are living longer. And really, we often hear that an ageing population is a problem if you listen to our Treasurer or other people. And my ambitious idea for you, really, is to view it as something to be celebrated. And certainly to view it as an opportunity. I think when we look at why we're ageing, the trends in numbers of older people, so those 65 and over, is key really to the function of the following demographics, which we're seeing in Australia. Fertility, the rate at which people were giving, or women were giving birth, 65 to 90 years ago, was higher than it is today. Mortality, the rate at which people are passing, or lost to death, is declining. Migration, the extent to which older people move in and out of an area. But also too, ageing in place, where residents 65 plus are living in the same suburbs for lengths of time. In Canberra we see that quite often. So in Australia, really all of these processes are contributing to an unprecedented increase in older population of Australia, and will do so for the next at least 2 decades, if not longer. So those of you in this room, we are all getting older and we should celebrate that. I think when we look at ageing, traditionally it has been, 65, you're retired, or maybe even before if you're lucky enough, you are viewed as being old. But how have we got to this state? How have we got so far and living so long? Well, really, it is because of medical breakthroughs. And as a pharmacist, I work with accountants, but I'm a pharmacist. For me, it's about things like better diagnosis of heart conditions. It's about bypass operations and the establishment of emergency and critical care units. But on the other hand, we've seen other major improvements. Better lifestyle through diet. Our diets have vastly improved. We've reduced smoking and other vices. And of course, the one that we don't often think about is the impact of safety of cars and those loss through mortality through road accidents. So as a result, not only are more Australians surviving to reach older life at 65 or beyond, but they're reaching retirement age and then thriving through it. So this is contributing significantly to the growth of our older population, and hopefully for us all to reach 100. But living longer also has its pitfalls, and potentially 1/4 of your life as you age, particularly now, may be spent dealing with a disability or some other infirmity. And this is validated by the projected numbers of people with dementia, who are going to grow from about 266,000 people today with dementia to almost 1 million people with dementia by 2050. So the talks of cures, the talks of other ameliorations to these things are so important, and that is why you're here today. So when you look at that growing population, as you can see in 1984, there was about 1.5 million people aged 65 and over. As we've gone to today, it's 3.5 million. By 2024, it will be 4.76 million, and then by 2044, almost 7.75 million. In fact, these are conservative estimates of what our population may look like at those times. So we could say that by 2030, we'll have at least 6 million Australians aged 65 and over, which, as I said, should be celebrated. This lady, lovely looking picture of a beautiful woman. This is Natalie Wood. Natalie lived in 139 Kippax Street in Sydney. Natalie passed away. Not an unusual thing for somebody of her age. She was 89 when she passed away. The problem was she wasn't found for 8 years. She lived in her flat, she died in her flat, but nobody checked on her for 8 years, until one day they found her passed. So the baby boomers coming through now, those ageing, will be the first generations of Australians to experience high rates of divorce and separation. So 1/3 of them entering their older years without a spouse compared to those of previous generations. They also have less children. And without that, the proportion of those living alone are twice as high as the elderly today. So we need to think about our social construct and our social fabric as we move forward. The other thing we're looking at is a declining workforce. So when you look at it, this raises issues around worsening ratios between working and non-working population. Who's going to pay for your aged care? The other thing, of course, is that longevity will cause our president, perhaps, or our queen, depending on who it might be, or our king, to get hand cramp when they're signing those 18,000 letters in 2044. And of course, the biggest change we will see demographically Around the world, Western civilization is our favourite, the mammal, otherwise known as a baby boomer. And I'm done. Thank you.